I was about to say Friday, everyone, because that's where my brain is. Happy Thursday. We are back with self-care, and today we are with Bernadette. And I know I go on and on about all the people I bring on here, but Bernadette might be one of the therapists I hold to the highest of the highest of the highest standards. Me and Bernadette go back almost 7 years now, which is insane, Bernadette. We went through play therapy school together. Look, I'm just stumbling all over my words tonight. Play therapy school together, and we did our supervision together while we were doing that. We just got super close, and during that time, every time she would talk, I just wanted to listen to everything she had to say because she's so intelligent. And so, Bernadette, I cannot thank you enough for being here. So I'm going to kind of let her tell you a little bit about herself and where she is. And she's located in Heber Springs. And so anyone near that area or telemed, like you need to jump on Bernadette's caseload, I would jump on Bernadette's caseload if she could see me. But anyways, thanks, Bernadette. I'm going to turn it over to you and kind of tell us about you and what you're going to talk about.
Yes, thank you, Katie, for inviting me onto your page and allowing me to have an opportunity to drop a little bit of like some of my knowledge or the things that I guess really, honestly, like as I was trying to figure out what can I do to add to what was already said with all of the other amazing therapists. It's like, I guess it's like what resonates the most with me is what I prepared to talk about. So my name is Bernadette Stanford. I work at Heber Springs Counseling, and I've got a couple of other amazing therapists at that office as well. And then also we have a couple of days a week that we're in the Conway location as well. So Heber Springs, Conway, and anywhere in between, reach out to us. I'll leave all my contact information with Katie and maybe some quick clicks and you can get to us. Like Katie said, we met, I'd say when I was a baby therapist, learning some of like my earlier specializations at becoming a registered play therapist, where I think one of the biggest nuggets I took away from that was just understanding, I think, attachments and connection, which is a little bit related to what we're talking about today. And then I kind of went on and did some more specialties with trauma, EMDR, brain spotting, somatic experiencing, which is a body-based technique. And the most recent training is EFT, which is emotionally focused couples therapy. So I got a little bit of knowledge in all of that. So if I'm not a good fit, I got a couple other therapists that would be that I would recommend as well. So as I was kind of thinking of like, how do I add on to all of the wonderful information that has already been provided by the other therapists, amazing coping techniques and skills, how to, with a pandemic twist to it. I kind of like talked to other colleagues and friends. I got super nervous about coming on here and I'm like, okay, what can I talk about and not repeat? And the thing that came up for me is just talking about how do we thrive in this? How do we thrive in stress? How do we thrive in all of this, right? Sometimes where it's like it comes in anxiety, it comes in depression, or it comes with us trying to overcompensate, or it comes with us withdrawing. And the thing that resonates with me connected to the attachments is healthy relationships is the thing that probably is the biggest nugget that I've taken away through all of my different trainings. And one of the things that resonated, it came from the EFT world, was the gold standard, or the thing that we're actually thriving for in healthy connections is it's a circle is how I visualize it, of connection, disconnection, and then repair. And so what blew my mind away is that it was like equal parts: connect, disconnect, repair. Before, I think I may have saw things as like on a spectrum. So like if anytime I felt upset or distressed, it's like, okay, what can I do to come back to feeling okay? And so I would just kind of go back and forth in this spectrum. And then when I kind of saw this in this circle, I was like, wow, like that makes a lot of sense to me. First of all, like, what is this repair thing? Definitely something I wanted to know a little bit more about. And one of the biggest things was like, and when they were talking about, it's like equal parts, right? 33.3% connect, 33.3% disconnect, 33.3% repair. And so, we know what connect feels like, right? We're attuned with whoever, right? However we define healthy relationships, if it's our partner, if it's a colleague, if it's our children, if it's, a parent, all of that, right? So we know what connect looks like. We're talking, they get it, we're in sync, what I'm hearing, they are understanding. I think another thing that happens when we're in connect is sometimes we even anticipate needs. We're really, I know what that look, means. It means this, and we're already responding and attuning and connecting, right? So we know exactly what that feels like. Absolutely. And we know what disconnect feels like, right? We're off sync. I'm looking over here. I don't know where you're going over there. Sometimes disconnect looks like conflict, right? That we are back into, like anxiety, right? Anger, or disconnect can look like withdraw, don't talk to me, leave me alone, right? And then that last piece is repair. And so one of the biggest profound things that happened to me when I kind of saw that circle was, the big thing was like, wait a minute, like, so I only have to get it right 33.3% of the time. So I'm like, yes, that's my model, right? Like 33% of the time is when it's like right, and the other two we're in disconnect or we're in repair mode, right? So I'm like, love it, like this is the model for me. The second thing that happened was whenever disconnect was occurring, I was able to sit in it in a way that I wasn't able to before. Before it was so much overwhelming or panic or I've got to figure this out or failure or all of that good stuff that happens in disconnect, that I would try so fast to get out of it so quickly that it didn't matter, right? Like whatever I did, let's get out of here and get back to feeling okay again. So that's the second thing that kind of really shifted and shaped me, was I can sit and tolerate disconnect in a way that I couldn't before. And because it's almost like I knew repair was coming. I knew that that's where we needed to go. So let's go ahead and sit and see the things that I couldn't see before, move it into repair. And then as we sit in repair, it will go right back into connect. So I love that. I think like the thing that I say to myself and to all my other clients, it's connect, disconnect, repair times infinity, forever, right? Like that we're always in this constant cycle of learning. And that's another thing with disconnect, just turned into a different word even, right? We're learning, we're growing, we're I think another thing that happens is that we repair things that we weren't able to repair before, because we actually, as we keep moving through it, we go even deeper, right? We were able to take it from some of the maybe surface level, or sometimes even the content, right? Like sometimes it's not about the dishes. It's not about like a temper tantrum. It goes a lot deeper when we're able to kind of keep figuring out that cycle, that circle. So I think that was probably one of the biggest things that resonate with me, and something that I'm continuing to like live, and then I'm seeing it and trying to tell everybody all about it. And I think that is super applicable even like with what's happening here. Like once we even take and understand all of these different coping mechanisms and ways to survive this, is that that healthy relationships, I think in relationships in general, is going to help us get through this stress in this place that we're in. What can we and do we turn to another during this time? And that's kind of the nugget that I wanted to share.
Oh my gosh. It's like completely changes. Like, right? Like it completely changes it, because here's what's going on in my head the whole time is, you're right. You look at it on a spectrum as, oh, we're doing really good right now. Oh, we're doing really bad. Oh, we're back to doing good. Oh, and it's like this sliding. And so it puts this unnecessary pressure maybe on a marriage, or not a marriage, but a relationship with a significant other. It puts that pressure of, oh man, we keep being bad. We've been bad. We got to slide back to good. It's pressure. And with kids, it's guilt from a parent, like, oh, we're bad. But when you look at it that way, it's an inevitable cycle that you're going through, and it just relieves the pressure and the stress, and saying that is a completely unrealistic expectation if you're on a spectrum and you think you're always going to be good. Like, of course there's going to be disconnect, and then repair. And you're right. I think looking at it that way, I feel like I'm just sitting here analyzing so much in my head and how much I unnecessarily shame myself with things. And that is such a good way to look at it. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, like for me as well, just to kind of really, and I don't know, like, and before when I was doing like, again, baby therapist work where I'm like really learning some of the other tremendous, and I don't want to like minimize all of the earlier work because I think it's foundational, right? Everything builds upon everything. And it's like, and to some degree, I feel like I needed all of the earlier stuff to get to where this kind of really resonates or makes sense for me. Is when I got a different set of language in the disconnect, right? Like getting a different relationship with failure and what that really means, taking a look at listening to, all of the other like leaders in the field, our Brene Browns and, our Peter Levines and, all the other people that we, love. That it's like, I get it. It makes a lot of sense, but then also like, how do we throw it into that cycle to where it really makes sense for me, makes sense for anyone else that's in this relational journey with me. It's huge, even with my clients, right? Like even, I think that's what makes us great, even as therapists, is like the relationship that we have with our clients, is that the truth is like they're teaching us, they don't know it, right? Like more than they even know, so.
So what I'm hearing you say is that I'm an amazing parent because at least 33.3% of the time I'm killing it.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, we got this on that 33.3, right?
I'm an all-star. I just got to say it. I think I'm probably the best wife too, 33.3% of the time. I'm adapting it. I'm keeping it. I'm going to draw a dialogue or a picture of this and hang it in my room. I'm going to strive for the 33.3%.
I'm telling you.
I love it. Well, I cannot say thank you enough, Bernadette, for jumping on here. That was I love it. I'm going to keep saying it. I guess it's tradition now at the end of every session or at the end of every one of these videos that I walk away with so much more knowledge, and I feel really selfish, and I just hope people are taking advantage of these because I'm walking away like everything has gone in my tool belt. Not one I've walked away from and been like, oh, I knew that. I've walked away from all of them being like mind blown.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and so I just hope people are. But once again, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Bernadette, thank you so much for jumping on here. I will have Bernadette's contact info, her Facebook page, all that. You can call for scheduling, get set up with her. She's amazing. When she was naming her training, I forgot she is also like the most trained human being in the whole entire world, which is why we bond so well, I think, because we both have a love for continuing to grow. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great Thursday and take advantage of this weekend and really get some self-care. See you guys.